Greetings, tutorial viewers. In the first lesson I gave you literally a whistle-stop tour of the desktop. I want to go into more depth and talk about how the desktop fits into the organization of files and folders. If you're the sort of person who's annoyed or bored by the idea of folder structure, you might want to watch something else for a while. Okay, welcome back. Let's talk about the Finder. The first thing to say is, the Finder is an application built into the Mac system. It's this blue face on the very left of the dock. You can think of the Finder as a kind of file explorer. It's a way of seeing where your files are and navigating around your Mac's storage. When you click on the Finder, what do you see? There are two main sections to a Finder window. There's an area in the middle with a bunch of files, and there's a sidebar to the left. When I open a folder on the desktop, I'm really opening a Finder window pointing to that folder. Alright, there are a lot of ways that you can navigate through the Finder's folder structure, so I want to make sure you can follow along in the same way. Click on the Finder or open any folder on your desktop. At the top of the window, you'll see a blue folder icon and the name of the folder. Move your cursor over it and right-click or control-click. You'll see the hierarchy of where this folder belongs on your hard drive. Move the cursor down to your hard drive icon. It's usually second from the bottom. And click. You should see 4 folders: Applications, Library, System, and Users. Applications is where all of your programs should be installed. Let's take a look. This is a good time to explain the different ways that a folder can show you your files. Right now I'm seeing my applications arranged in alphabetical order from A down to Z, and that's the default organization. If I make the window a bit larger, you'll see a whole bunch of different information appear. And you can customize this window to show only the information that you want. To see different columns, move your cursor up to this header area. Right click and tick or untick the information that you want to see. So I'm going to untick date added. I'm going to untick kind because in this case nearly everything is an application. And I'm going to untick size because I don't really care what size the applications are for now. So I'm still seeing things in alphabetical order, but if I wanted to see them in date order, I would click here where it says date modified. This column header turns bold and a little triangle appears to indicate that that's the column we're sorting by, and the items themselves are now sorted by date. I can click back on name to sort again in alphabetical order. Okay, so much for applications. These 2 folders, Library and System, are vital for the system to actually work, but in the vast majority of cases they don't contain files that you'll need to access directly. So finally, Users. Users is really useful. In fact, the Users folder contains all of your files. You may be the only person using your Mac, in which case you'll have 1 user account. In this case, I have 3. And if you have a shared family computer, you can create a different user account for each person. They'll all have their own files in their own separate folders. Remember that applications live in a single central folder up here, and they can be accessed and used by all users. Your user files, such as your documents, your email, and so on, are held inside your own private home folder. Right now I'm logged in as a user called 5x5 user, and that's why my user folder has a little house symbol next to it. That's my home folder. I can navigate into this folder by clicking on the little triangle, and these are my own user folders. Now while you're logged in as one person, you can't access the files of any other user. They're private. And inside desktop is, perhaps unsurprisingly, the same files and folders that I see over here on the desktop. So when you log into your Mac, you're being shown on the desktop thumbnails of files and folders that live inside a folder called desktop inside your home folder. I hope that makes sense. If somebody else logs in, they'll see the files on their own desktop, which will be different from yours. Now there are many more details I could go into about Finder windows and how you can navigate around your computer, but I hear from the sound of the dinner gong that the cat has just knocked over the dinner gong. so we'll have to go into it another time. Bye for now.